Catnaps and Dolphin Dreams by Matt J. Simmons. Why bother sleeping? If we didn't have to spend so many hours unconscious, we'd have more time for all the things we need and want to do. Yet sleep in one form or another is something we all share with all animals, even insects. Without enough sleep, people experience psychological and physical problems, ranging from grumpiness and confusion all the way to headaches and hallucination. Just like food and water, we animals need sleep to survive. Sleep comes in many different forms. Hibernation is a type of sleep. So is napping. Each different type serves a purpose, whether it's a way of surviving winter when food sources are scarce, or a quick energy boost for the day's next task. But scientists still don't fully understand the different types of sleep. For example, most mammals experience a kind of sleep called rapid eye movement, or REM. REM sleep is often linked to dreaming, but no one knows why we need it, just that we do. Scientists are hard at work trying to discover the secrets of sleep, and many of them are looking to the animal kingdom for answers. How to make a platypus comfortable. Different animals have very different sleep times, and the question of why is quite interesting, says Jerome Siegel, a professor of psychiatry at the University of California, Los Angeles Center for Sleep Research. If we can understand why we and other animals sleep, we might better understand how the brain keeps us and other animals awake. Siegel hopes that research into animal sleep will cure sleeping disorders, such as insomnia. But studying animals is never easy. Siegel has worked with several species, including cats, dogs, platypuses, echinatas, an egg-laying mammal from Australia, monkeys, dolphins, walruses, killer whales, and turtles. To study normal sleep, he says, you have to make sure that the animal is comfortable in a natural environment, not always an easy task. How do you make a platypus comfortable enough to sleep while being able to study it? They're not exactly easy to study in their natural habitats of streams and burrows, but more than half of platypuses in captivity die. The strange-looking mammals are sensitive to electrical sounds, so Siegel's research team had to build a special enclosure designed to reduce noise from pumps and other electrical equipment. In our hands, no platypuses died, he said. To feed the hungry animals, platypuses eat up to half of their body weight each day. The scientists had to find freshwater crustaceans and worms. The worms they fed were grown in cow feces, says Siegel. They had to be picked out by hand. Now that is dedication. Studying animals in the wild is ideal, but it's not always practical. Siegel's care of captive platypuses shows that the science of sleep, like the sleep itself, is very sensitive to the environment. Fortunately, electronic instruments that track animals and record important data about sleep are getting smaller and smaller. This gives scientists like Siegel an opportunity to observe more animals sleeping in the wild. Who you callin' slothful? The sloth is known as one of the animal kingdom's slowest and sleepiest creatures. These furry animals are perfect candidates for sleep studies because they're pretty easy for researchers to follow around in their natural habitats. When researchers from the Max Planck Institute studied three-toed sloths in Panama, they discovered that the animals had been falsely accused of dozing the day away. In captivity, sloths sleep up to 16 hours a day, but in the wild, it's actually much less. Only around 9 hours. Animals in captivity tend to sleep more than animals in their natural surrounding. One theory to explain this is that captive animals are somehow aware that they have nothing to fear. If there's no one around you to eat you while you're sleeping, you might as well slumber longer. The lion sleeps tonight. How long and how deeply an animal sleeps has a lot to do with its environment. Even when an animal sleeps is important. Lions generally seem to be light sleepers, says Craig Packer, a lion researcher and professor at the University of Minnesota. They sleep mostly deeply in the heat of the day. Animals hunted by lions may change their schedules based on when the big cat sleeps. I once watched a lone mother while she was raising 4 mid-sized cubs, says Packer. She needed to catch something for them every couple of days. She usually ambushed prey at a particular spot along the river, and the prey were wary of drinking until midday. Several days she was so sleepy by early afternoon that she slept through her window of opportunity to catch the drinking wildebeest. The lioness slept to conserve energy, but that cost her and her cubs a meal when the prey caught on to her nap schedule. In nature, timing your siestas right can be a matter of survival. Drifting to sleep. For marine mammals, getting a good snooze takes a lot of effect. Dolphins and whales need to breathe air but live underwater. So, how do they get to sleep? Dolphins solve the problem by using only half of their brains. They might sound like they're not being very intelligent, but it's just the opposite. By shutting down one hemisphere of their brains while keeping the others active, dolphins can still swim and surface to breathe while getting all the benefits of sleep. It's not at all certain whether this is really a sleep we understand, since dolphins appear able to respond to items of interest 24 hours a day in a way that humans can't, says Siegel. In other words, maybe dolphins are getting the energy most animals get from sleep without actually sleeping. Sperm whales are known to enter a similar state of half sleep, but in 2008, a Scottish research team observed a pod sleeping vertically, the whale's noses poking out of the water. This could mean that the sperm whales need both types of sleep to survive. Marine mammals in general seem to have an unusual patterns of sleep, Siegel says. Understanding sleep in marine mammals, which have brains as large or larger than human brains, tells us a lot about what sleep is and isn't for. Underneath you will see the diagram. On the left side is a list of animals. On the right side is a list of the number of hours that they sleep.